You said that only European players get a chance to develop in the NBA.
No, I did not say that. I said we have this notion that everybody is pretty much so graceful to developing European trash that comes from over that water that played in fucking the Euro Cup. Hold on, because then this is what we gonna y'all want to pinpoint one word that I said. Listen to my overall statement.
Said something that
my overall statement. Yeah, I wasn't finished. How you know what I was gonna say if I'm not finished? My overall statement is this. People love to sit up there and see a project from Europe, and y'all motherfuckers quickly think develop, because he tall, because he got the long arms, and y'all think that's unicorns. Meanwhile, we got players in our backyard on our team. If them motherfuckers do one thing good, y'all gonna criticize the shit
about
it.
Shouldn't be in the NBA.
Stop.
He's American.
Y'all gonna criticize the shit out of Cam Thomas. Oh, he don't play no defense. He don't do that. Okay. Develop him as a bona fide score. Develop him as a starter. Say Cam Thomas, I like what you're doing, Cam.
Well, did he not have 4 years to start?
Well,
4 years they've been complaining about how Cam Thomas played.
But Ben Sarif doesn't play. This is what's confusing me. Ben Sarif doesn't play and Cam Thomas does. Like, Ben Sarif is in the G League. They sent him to the G League.
Yes,
Cam Thomas is on the roster playing.
I'm just speaking on Damo saying that we need to, like, Damo and Chill. When I say guys like Ben Sarif is trash, I'm speaking from them. I'm not arguing like that's what the Nets doing. I'm just going off of Chill and Damo. When I say those guys is trash, and Chill say you don't believe in development, and I'm saying no, I don't believe in that. I need to care about developing fucking Ben Sarif when I saw like. You had to have a crystal globe if you think fucking Ben Sarif deserved to be drafted and played in the NBA. You had to have a crystal globe. There's no way you looked at Ben Sarif in the Euro Cup and you said he can be the guy for an NBA team.
They might not have drafted him to be the guy. They might have drafted him to be a guy. He can just be a guy on a team. He can be an NBA player. It is very possible that they've seen a guy that they can develop into an NBA player.
What does Ben Sarif do good? You're going to say, I don't know. He need to develop. When have we fucking drafted guys? We don't know what they do.
Watson do good when he came out of UCLA?
Plenty of times. The Cavaliers spent the first overall pick on a guy. They didn't know what he did other than dunk the ball. And they wasted it. What did Anthony Bennett do? What did Anthony Bennett do? Let me know.
Anthony Bennett can shoot. That's number one.
No, he couldn't. No, the hell he could not. Hell no. All
right.
No, he could not.
Anthony Bennett was a man amongst boys. He was very forceful and he could dunk. What else did he do? Tell me.
And first of all, Anthony Bennett can shoot. That's number one. Number two, you don't know what you're talking about with Anthony Bennett. I keep telling y'all the same shit about Anthony Bennett. The nigga can't play because he can't fucking move that long. That's why he can't play. I keep telling y'all that.
So why did an NBA team take him? Then you have to move in the NBA.
Number one.
No, yes, number one. They thought that that's what they could do. They saw his talent. He had talent. Ben Sarif don't got no fucking talent. What good thing do Ben Sarif do?
That's not true.
Okay.
Chill. There's no fucking way. You see, even if I bring up Anthony Bennett, I can go pull up tape of Anthony Bennett doing crazy shit in college. Like Anthony Bennett was doing crazy shit. But look at Ben Sarif and you tell me what the fuck can Ben Sarif do in the NBA.
So if I go find some clips of Ben Sarif doing crazy shit, are you gonna say you was wrong? If I can find clips of Ben Sarif doing crazy shit, are you gonna say you were wrong?
I'm gonna first of all, I watched the Euro Cup, bro. I watched the Euro Cup.
I'm just asking.
You probably never saw one game of the Euro Cup. I know exactly where Ben Sarif came from.
I'm just asking a question.
Ben Sarif in the Euro Cup. I said he's a good player in fucking Europe. That's what it is. He's a good player in Europe.
Did you see him 2 years ago?
Just so you know,
I saw Ben Sarif
not 2 years ago. No, not 2 years ago, Damo. How about 2 weeks ago in the G League showcase? He went for 40 in the G League showcase.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
the NBA don't give a fuck about the G League. They don't care about
I'm watching the Ben Sarif game, which he dropped 40.
Which by the way, is the developmental league. Right? That's what the G League is, Damo. It's about developing in the G League. But we don't care about that. So a guy like Ben Sarif, who was was shooting the long ball, cracking the long ball, getting to the rim in the G League against the G League team.
I can see the prospect in him.
I'm watching Ben Sarif highlights right now.
He looks like a big
Ben Sarif highlights. Yes, of course.
He looks like a 6'6"
you can pull
born
up Anthony Bennett highlights. So you're wait. So you can pull up Anthony Bennett highlights and that's okay? I pull up Big Sarif highlights. I don't know ball. Ooh, oh my goodness! Stop it! Stop it! You just said you'll pull up Anthony Bennett highlights and see him do crazy stuff, and that was okay. Okay, all right.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. You can pull up highlights and see crazy stuff, and that's fair for your argument. I pull up highlights. Oh, but you didn't watch them. You still ain't telling me what Anthony Bennett can do.
Damo and Jordan. We finna bring this all the way back to the Utah Jazz because this all started with Jordan saying that the Utah Jazz don't have good players to develop. However, I do want to say this: the Jazz do have some quality wins this year.
Who said they don't? I'm
gonna list off all their 13 wins. So they beat the Clippers first game of the season. That might not be all that quality. We know how the season started for the Clippers. 2 games later, they did blow them out. 2 games later, overtime, they beat the Phoenix Suns. They also beat the Boston Celtics in Boston. They beat the Pacers. We'll skip over that one. Beat the Bulls when the Bulls was still hot. They beat them double overtime game, scored 150. It was 150 to 147.
I watched that game too. That was in Utah. Mm-hmm.
Beat the Kings. Beat the Rockets. Beat the Nets. Beat the Grizzlies. Beat the Mavericks. Beat the Pistons and the Spurs back-to-back games. The game that they beat the Spurs was in San Antonio. And then last night, they just beat the Mavericks again. So Pistons, Spurs, Suns, Celtics. Bulls.
I'm looking more, to be honest with you, Ron, I'm looking more at their young talent. I mean, Walter Clayton Jr., Ace Bailey, right? I know how Mars feels about Cody Williams. Sure, I get that. But this kid's sense
he
of
is
ball.
improving.
This kid's sense of ball. He got a real. I love. He's got an NBA body. That's number one.
I love Bryce Sensabaugh.
I think he's an uber athlete. On top of that, so I mean, I think that they got some talent over there that they can turn into players. Americans, by the way, let's make sure that we're clear on that. American talent that they can turn into players. By the way, so it's just a matter of getting these guys.
I think that's funny that you want to highlight the American players. Like what I'm saying ain't true. But you know, in a different conversation,
I don't think it's true.
Swiper. Out of all the fucking people on the panel, I know you think it's true, but you're going to say what you're going to say. Out of all the people on the panel.
About basketball?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jordan.
About Americans developing?
I think in the NBA, there are plenty of examples of American players being developed.
American players to develop and Europe players to develop.
Okay,
it's a different leeway.
American players don't get leeway?
Joe, you're trying to talk through a point. I think you got to settle on this point to finish it because it's still here. I can say on the team I cover, the players that have recently developed have been all American players. The players that have given the longest leashes have been American players. We drafted players that were international. They're no Ishmael. You don't even, not you, Jordan, but in general, the crowd probably doesn't know. Ishmael Kamagate was supposed to be like the small Wemby before Wemby came out. They drafted him in the second round, hoping that he would turn into like a Bam Adebayo type. He was gone after a year. Peyton Watson, as you are very familiar with, Jordan, very good in high school, obviously, 5-star athlete, phenomenal. Didn't play a lot. Damo's obviously probably aware of him on the high school, college, collegiate highlight. And then he went to UCLA, didn't play at all, a lick, like didn't do anything. Came out in the draft anyway for several different reasons. Fell to 30. He's the only draft pick ever, Jordan, averaged 3 points a game to be drafted in the first round ever in the history of the sport. So I do think at least speaking from my context, there are plenty of players that have had the opportunity to develop.
I didn't say that. I didn't say.
Well, I think American in particular. Yeah, I think American in particular do get a longer leash. It's just I think that your Ben Sarif thing. I think you don't think that he has a lot of NBA talent. I'm saying based on what I saw, like he's huge. Like I do think being a 6'6", very like twitchy, kind of like fluid guard matters, and that you might not. I don't mean twitchy as in. I don't mean twitchy as in like
Euro Cup.
Well, I mean, but he's. I think a big guard being able to like move like that is like it's still a rarity. Like there's athletes that can do that, but it's the same thing. Remember in Jordan, we were talking about Euro Cup last year or Eurobasket. Remember the kid from Finland? What's his name, bro? Markkinen.
No. That's he played on.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember.
Yeah, we know who you're talking about. We know who you're talking about.
Murinen, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. He's gonna go probably super high, Jordan, because he's a crazy athlete that you're finding that's that young. That's
we got 100. We got 1,000 in him right here.
I don't know if we got 1,000 of them. I don't know if we got 1,000. I don't know if we got 1,000 of them, but he's gonna get an opportunity. It'll probably a few. He's probably gonna get.
We got 1,000. We got 1,000 of them juniors in high school playing right here, right now.
Sure.
I was saying this during the summer when we was watching him.
Yeah, I remember.
The kid's extremely talented, but let's not act like we never seen a 6'11", 6'10" dude, super athletic coming through dunking shit. Like that's normal.
But they're gonna want that dude that you saying that's doing exactly what he doing. They're gonna want the American that's doing exactly what he doing, Ox. They're gonna want him to do impressive basketball, perfect basketball. He got to be able to play, mate. He got to be able to shoot. He got to be able to defend. He got to be able to guard the guard. But just him, he can just be
all the best players in this draft are American, though, wouldn't you say, Jordan? All of them.
All of what?
In this draft, all the best players are American, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much think all the players that come out in drafts are American anyway, besides like outliers like Wemby and fucking Luka Doncic and shit like that. Like, I don't fucking think Zachary Reese.
Paulo, but but Italy and all that.
I mean, yeah, Paulo too, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like, you gotta think about this. I mean, and I like Alex Sarr too, but you got Zachary Reese and Alex Sarr. That was 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tijon Salam was 6. 3 in the top 6. I remember that was a big deal when that happened.
Tijon Salam would be out there, probably be close to out the NBA if he just didn't get that tag, but it's cool.
Now it's interesting, Mars, because when he got drafted and you saw him his rookie season, what was
he said? He sucks.
Yeah, I was waiting to bring up Tijon Salam because he was a guy who his rookie year wasn't an NBA player, but his year 2 he's developed already.
Turning into that.
Right. Yeah, but he probably realistically sucks, but he played for the Charlotte Hornets, so it's a chance. But he realistically still sucks.
But he's developing.
Yes, he's turning into
whether or not we think he's good at 19, he's 19, I think. Whether or not we think he's good at 19, the growth from when he was 18 is vast. And a team that is rebuilding, a team that is bad, is able to. The reason they are bad is because they are trying to develop the young talent on their roster. The Brooklyn Nets are able to, because of the fact that they're trying to tank, develop guys like Ben Sarif, develop guys like Nolan Traore, develop guys like Jaeger, develop guys like Danny Wolf, Dwight Powell, who they just drafted. Even the guys who are on their roster who they drafted previously, Noah Clowney, he's an American, but he's been developing year on year. This is probably the best year of his career thus far. You're able to develop when you're not trying to win anything. And that's what the tanking teams are doing. So yeah, they're going to have guys. Some of these guys are going to be out the NBA after their first contract. Some of these guys are. Maybe it is Ben Sarif. Maybe it's Nolan Traore. Maybe it's Noah Clowney. Who knows? Some of these guys are going to be out the NBA.
I don't think Noah Clowney will, but Ben Sarif should be.
Yeah, but some of these guys are going to be out the NBA after their first contract. That's just the cost of development. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it does. And who knows? Maybe 6 years from now, I'm not projecting it, but maybe Ben Sarif is a competent guard in the league where he's coming off the bench, maybe starting somewhere. And then we'll come back to this and everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, Jordan was wrong. Oh, my God, look at Ben Sarif now. He's averaging 11. Like, so who cares? Like, let these bad teams develop the guys they deem developable. Like, we're not going to act like we expect these teams to hire a bunch of players who are good.
I just think my only pushback, I don't have a problem with development. That's what I was saying. I don't have a problem with development. It's just the way that people think development should go kind of differs when it comes down to a European player.
Why do you think Cam Thomas doesn't have real value in the league, Jordan? Like if you kind of look at like his skill set, because I think we're kind of running into maybe that's the actual conundrum. Why is Cam Thomas not considered a more highly valued prospect around for all 30 teams in the league?
I think number one, because they want him to be a playmaker, like they want him to do all the other things that's just not what he does. Like that, and that's okay. Like I think that's a sour spot.
He's a bucket getter. That's what he is.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like Norman Powell is a bucket getter though. But we're gonna say Norman Powell, Cam Thomas, two different things. Why?
I think
Norman Powell bad.
I might have
from 3 in particular.
But they both bucket getters though. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
but how you getting the bucket matters.
Yeah, if you're doing it from 3, teams are gonna value that. You know the analytics and whatnot.
Sure.
On top of that, I mean,
Cam Thomas was averaging 20, right?
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that? Like, why do I got to do it like
not all 20s are of equal value to NBA teams?
But that's kind of my point though. It's like, okay, why can't we say, hey, Cam, maybe we got a 20-point scorer in Cam Thomas right now. How about we keep working what we got with Cam Thomas and like see if we can make Cam Thomas maybe from a 20-point scorer to now he's a 23-point scorer. Maybe he's 24-point scorer. Why that don't never come up?
I think they listened to Jordan because they listened to Jordan in the summer and said that the best player on the team is a much better scorer than he is, just a much better talent than he is, and also 8 inches taller than him, and it's way better than anything Cam Thomas would ever be. So let's give him the ball. He'll score 28, and off of him, we're just going to put Noah Clowney and all these other athletes around him, and to just kind of go from there. And then let's also, Jordan, put a bunch of ball handlers on the floor.
Why not give him both the ball?
Why not give them both the ball? I think that's the thing. It's like, would you rather develop these 5 rookies that we got? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I just the ball. Like I'm saying I don't agree with him coming off the bench. I don't agree. Like I saw a couple guys. I know he was on minutes restrictions at first, but now I'm starting to see him play. Even Jordy, when Jordy asked him like why he wasn't playing more minutes, Cam Thomas said no comment. Would you like to start? No comment. And Jordy Fernandez like, oh yeah, I just want to see a little bit more defense from out of Cam Thomas.
Well, they are a really good defensive team.
That's out of context. He got asked if it's frustrating being on a minutes restriction in a game that's close and you can't get back in, and he said no comment. It wasn't Jordy benching him because he's playing bad or whatever.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about when
but that's what it was. He said no comment to being on a minutes restriction and if it's frustrating.
And I also
that's what he said no comments.
And I also think we live in a league where bucket getters are a dime a dozen. Like, what else do you do? Cam Thomas, when he came out of college, he was you guys can fact check this for me because
what else do Norman Powell do?
I'm just going off the top of my head, but
he played defense better than Cam Thomas.
Well, he's also
Cam Thomas. He's
a bad defender.
The point that I was making about Cam Thomas is when Cam Thomas first came into
does that not matter?
When he first came into the NBA,
where'd he go? Where'd he come from, Chill?
He with the LSU.
What does not matter?
He led the conference.
I said, does Norman Powell being a better defender not matter?
And by the way,
he's not that much of a better defender. He suck on defense.
But he's still better. Better is better.
Damo, let Chill get that point.
We're having two different conversations.
My fault. Go ahead, Chill.
No, you good.
Really quickly, Damo, and I want you to stay right where you are. But the point that I was making about him, he led the conference in scoring, right? And he was the first guy to do that since Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. That was 30 years ago, right? First freshman to do that. So he comes into the league as a bucket getter. Here's the difference. The difference is in the NBA today, we got a bunch of bucket getters. And Cam Thomas, how big is he? Legit?
Bro, he ain't taller than 6'1". Nah, he ain't 6'3", bro. There's no way
he's probably 6'2".
Okay, so now
he's an undersized 2 guard.
Okay, so I got an undersized 2 guard who doesn't do anything else besides get buckets. And I'm developing him to be a better bucket getter, but I can't get him to do anything else. Can I find somebody else who might not be as good, but can also get buckets, but maybe bigger, maybe does more things?
That's your plan. If you was taking over a team, that was your plan when you was like going blind into a roster and you didn't know the names and you saw 24 points a game last year. That would be your take. Like, oh, a lot of guys that can average 24 in this league. Your take.
What my take would be is if I got a guy in Cam Thomas, I am going to develop him into what I think he can be. I'm gonna do what I can to enhance his skills. But if he's only showing me that he's not a distributor, if he's only showing me that he's not going to compete on the defensive end, if he's only showing me that he's not going to be a distributor and that he's only going to be a bucket getter, well, I got to start looking in another direction because I am trying to develop him into a better player.
Why? You're looking in another direction from a guy that's averaging 24?
The reason why is because in today's league, I do need somebody to do other things besides get buckets if he's an undersized guard. Donovan Mitchell is a prime example of that. Donovan Mitchell does other things besides get buckets.
Yeah, I mean, Donovan Mitchell
that's the point.
But I'm saying from you to look at Cam Thomas averaging 24 last year, and then you come up.
Him and Darius Garland are about the same height to me. I think when I saw Darius in person,
they are.
What do you think that? Well, why do you think Darius has way more value in the league than Cam? And they're similar builds. Like, why do you think like Darius is a more valuable player in the NBA?
Obviously, because he's a better passer. Like, obviously, it's because he's a better passer.
That's it.
The passing, creation, and all that kind of stuff. Well, he is a better shooter. Like a lot.
Darius is an actual point guard, Swiper.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think if Cam developed some point guard skills that would help him, Jordan, to maybe Ray Knox?
I get it. Yes, I get it.
I'm asking. I don't know.
I'm saying no. You're not wrong for asking that question. I'm saying that development starts to become differently. Like I think everybody believed that you can develop this perfect basketball player. I don't think so. Some guys are just good at what they're good at. Like,
it's not going to happen.
Bring him off the bench.
You're not going to develop. You're not going to develop Cam Thomas into. You're not going to develop Cam Thomas into a point guard. Swiper. It's not happening. That's why he comes off the bench. I think to Damo's point, that's why he comes off the bench. He's a spark plug. He's a spark plug player. He's not Darius Garland. He is who he is. That's who he's going to be. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Be a 6 man. Come off the bench
at all. There's nothing. Do your job. This is the job at the end of the day. He's a microwave. If he's not going to, he's been in the league for 5 years. We see what his game is, which is scoring. No one is pigeonholing him into being a microwave scorer. That's what his game is. That's what it was when he wasn't getting minutes because KD, James Harden, everybody was there. That's what it was when he finally got a chance to get the ball and play. That's what it was in 24 when he finally got to start for the majority of the season that he played. And that's what he is now. He's a scorer. When has it ever been a problem to bring a guy that's showing you who he was, being an undersized scorer, who's not playmaking, who's not creating for others, who's not defending, he's just scoring? When has it been a problem to bring Lou Will off the bench? I'm confused.
I'm
confused.
I can kind of unconfuse you when you see a guy that's getting better at scoring damn near every year of his career, and you say, "Yeah, this is where the shit stops. Fuck it, come off the bench now."
But Jordan Clarkson moved to the bench too. Jordan Clarkson was so by the way, and so did yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Literally,
well, it did just start this year, but I think Jordan too. I think sometimes, like in this conversation in particular, Jordan Clarkson moved into that role. He was a starter at one point in time. One of our favorite players there went to Alabama. Like when he came out of the draft, like we thought that this is going to be a very high level scorer. He's a bench player now. Like, but he's also really good. Remember, it was for a time. I don't know, Mars, what years that was when they were running it was Darius Garland and
Colin Sexton.
They were starting the backcourt or whatever. Remember, Colin eventually was a starter, Jordan, but then he was a really good scorer. But then eventually moved to the bench. Even with Utah, he was coming.
Yes, I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is this: if we look at Cam Thomas' career, he started off at 8.5. Mm-hmm. You increase his minute. You give him more opportunities. He go to 10.6. Then he go from 10.6 to 22.5. Mm-hmm. Then the next year he go to 24, and then this year he had 20.
But
how
see,
do
here's
you
the difference.
A guy that just keeps getting better at scoring, and that's the implement you put on it,
right? But
because nothing else is improving. What else improved?
But Damo,
what else improved?
I feel like this is so far off base with Cam Thomas.
But Damo, I think the point that I'm missing here is you just implemented what's wrong with him coming off the bench. Damo, you just told me. We found out that he might be a rotation guy. Jordan don't even want to find out. He trash. No, I ain't developing it. I'm not developing into anything. You said that. You said that to us. These dudes is trash.
I'm not talking
about Ben Sarif.
Right. So you don't even know what he is.
Noah was trash too.
You don't even know what these dudes are. Develop him into a rotation guy, or develop him into the 4th starter, or develop him into the 7th guy off the bench. You don't even know who he is.
What do you mean? I don't know who he is. I do know who he is. I watched him play.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the chat throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.